Duck season is here, but let's be honest. This year's flight might be a little thin. Drought in the Dakotas and the Canadian prairies last spring has cut down production. Now, people ask me all the time, what are your predictions for the duck season? Well, this is how I look at it. This is how I do it. Duck hunters should be thinking 365 days ahead, and what I'm watching right now could decide this year's season. Welcome to the first Pothole Watch. This year's reality check, May pond counts were down nearly 20% from last year, the lowest since 2004. Total breeding ducks held steady at or around 34 million, but production was weak. That means this fall you'll mostly see survivors, not a bumper crop of young birds. Ducks need full ponds in May for nesting season. Snowfall and rainfall between now and the spring recharge the potholes. Frozen ground forces melt into the wetlands. Spring rains top them off. Full ponds in May, that's the engine that drives next year's ducks. Here's how things stack up going into the 2026 duck season. Yeah, I got it. It's the end of September, 1st of October when you see this. And it's only 2025, but we're now looking ahead. We're going to be looking at what next year is going to bring us. Here's what we need. Base moisture deficits. Prairie soils are still dry from multi-years of drought, and the potholes are going to be harder to refill. Snowpack and recharge. Last winter was below average. We're relying heavily on early spring moisture. Rainfall timing. Rains came too late. We need them early. Sustained precipitation. Habitat resilience. A few basins held water, but many were bone dry and limited carryover. Canadian prairie conditions. Southern zones improve, but the north is still stressed. Duck populations. Breeding numbers steady despite pond losses, but the ducks shifted into alternate habitats like the boreal forest. I have heard reports of some ducks not even going to the traditional areas because of how dry it is and are nesting farther south in the continental U.S. Now let's talk about what happened this September of 2025, because this is what's going to set the stage for wintertime. North Dakota. Mid-September storms dropped about 2 to 4 inches in places like Bismarck and Russell. It's encouraging, but it's highly localized. South Dakota, summer into September, stayed about 50 to 90% of normal rainfall, but with long dry stretches, and that is, well, spotty at best. Alberta, the Grand Prairie. Only 10 millimeters of rain all month, barely enough to wet the dust. The Canadian prairies overall, the southern zones improved, but the northern regions remained in moderate to severe drought. The bottom line is, yes, we saw some big storms in September, but not the broad, steady moisture we need to truly reset the prairie pothole system. What I'm watching next and going forward, 3 things matter the most. Snowpack and frost depth. Does winter lock the ground and store water? Early spring rains, do they arrive in time for the May ponds? And the May pond counts. The big test we'll see in 2026 surveys. Now here's the way I've always put it. Ducks need 3 things. They need food, they need water, and they need rest. And duck hunters, well, we need the weather. And the weather between now and next May will decide what kind of flight the next season brings. This is why I'll be tracking the snow, the rain, and the ponds every month with the Pothole Watch. Stick with me, hit that subscribe button, and we'll ride this out together, because duck season, 60 to 90 days, but duck production, well, that's 365 days. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365.